It's my birthday today! Not like today as I'm filming this, but today as this goes up. So it's my birthday today! Happy birthday to me, happy birthday to me, happy birthday dear Jessica. Happy birthday to me. Yay! So I promised that I would start this video by announcing the winner of the giveaway, but I have to film this in advance because I'm going away for a few days before my birthday. So I haven't picked the winner yet because entries are still open for a couple of days. When I edit this though, it will be. So I'll enter, and also it's just better because what if I can't pronounce your username, etc, etc. So the winner of the 1000 subscribers giveaway is... Yay! Congratulations! I'll try and reach out to you, get hold of you and find out where I need to be sending the goodies to. So yay, thank you all to whoever entered, thank you all, and let's get into this video. So I'm doing 27 facts about me because it is my 27th birthday on the 27th. That's weird, I've only just realised that I'll be turning 27 on the 27th. Duh, because my birthday is 27, but yeah, whatevs. So I have got all of the facts written down on my phone, and I just tried to pick like fun ones to do with my entire life, like throughout different stages of my life leading up to today, that were just like, yeah, just fun random facts. I did reach out and say to message me if there was anything you wanted me to include in specifics, so there was a couple of things that are things that people asked me about or to clarify on. So yeah, let's get straight into this. So fact number one, I have 4 double wardrobes filled with clothes, and not just like filled with clothes, like they're overfilling, like the things, the pole is bending, I can barely get things in and out. I've got a real problem, but listen, I consider myself a clothes collector, like a fashion collector. Everyone has their thing that they like to spend their money on and that they like to have, and some people that's shoes. I'm not really fussed about shoes. Some people that's bags. I'm not overly fussed about bags. Clothes has just always been my thing since I was little. Like when everyone else was asking for toys for Christmas, I was asking for clothes. I literally used to go through like the next catalogue and circle clothes that I wanted whilst my brothers were doing the Argos catalogue for toys. It's just the way I am. This is something that someone asked me what I studied in school. So a fact about me is that in school, as soon as I could pick my subject, so that's what GCSEs, GOS, this is so long ago now for me, I'm an old girl, I'm an old bird. So it would have been GCSEs first where you pick, wouldn't it? Surely. And I picked dance, drama, French. Could you only pick 3? I feel like you could only pick 3 and those were 3. Dance, drama and French. And then you did English, science, maths, ICT, like all anyway. Everyone had to do it. That was like mandatory. Then when I got to A-levels, I did a lot. I did photography, dance, drama and theatre studies, performing arts, English language. Is that it? 5? God, I can't believe how bad my memory is of these things. I feel, when I think in my head, I feel like I'm 16, and then when I remember that like that was like 10 years ago, I'm like, wow, I can't remember. And then at university level, I studied street arts, which is not street dance, it's not graffiti, it's street theatre, so outdoors theatre, site-specific theatre, all that jazz. I did have like lessons that were literally circus skills. We did like tightrope walking. It was like the most amazing course ever, and it really suited me because after studying through A-levels and doing all of the like, you give me a script of someone else's work and I learn it and then I perform it, I really wanted to create my own stuff. And of all the unis that I visited and applied for, Winchester, where I ended up going and did street arts, there was a real emphasis on you creating everything from scratch yourself, you coming up with the whole idea. You basically shaped the course as well, because we were the first ever year to do it, so we got to kind of shape the direction of the course. And yeah, I absolutely loved it, and I thrived. I got a first class degree, BA honours degree, and that means that I was the first person in history to graduate with that degree, because we were the first year to do it, and alphabetically I came first. So yeah, absolutely amazing. I loved every single second of it, and getting to create, and with this real emphasis on setting up your own companies when you came out, rather than just being an actor. Up until that point, that is what I wanted. And then as I got older, I realised, like, actually I kind of want to be in charge. I'd love to have my own, like, theatre company, but equally I want to be able to do performances that aren't just restricted to a stage in a theatre, because I had all these big dreams of, like, performing in crazy places around the world, and that's what I wanted to do. So that's why the course I did was aimed towards that, and I absolutely loved it. I have a scar on my elbow that is absolutely awful. It's literally like a big lump of, like, wrinkly, gross skin. And I have one on my knee as well from the same incident, but that's not as bad, because we were in Ireland when I was little. How old would I have been? Like, God, I don't even know, 7, 10? Something like that. And I was annoying my older brother, and he pushed me over, and it was like that street where it's like not even cobbles, it's literally like rough, like stone that's like spiky, sticking out all over the place, all jaggedy, because we were literally staying in a mountain, like we really were. And yeah, he pushed me over, and I probably should have got stitches, but my parents had no idea where the nearest hospital was, and it was that age-old 90s kid problem of, like, oh, just put a paper towel on it that's wet and it'll heal it. And I've now got this janky scar that used to really bother me, and now I totally forget I even have it. Which is a life lesson, guys. If you're young and you're worried about a mark on your body or something that we really hate right now, you probably won't in a few years' time. I love cherry Diet Coke. Like, I'm obsessed with it. That is like crack to me. I am literally in love with it. It's my favourite drink. I had an agent at 10 years old, a talent agent. I went to stage and screen school for 8 years when I was younger, until actually, the only reason I actually left, which my best friend to this day is still angry at me about, is that I broke my leg, and then the place was really inaccessible, like, for that, because I literally couldn't walk without my crutches, and obviously I couldn't dance and stuff, so I ended up just kind of not going back afterwards, because it was I broke it in 2 places and it was really long-winded. Anyway, a talent agent came and said, like, he had a scouting day, told the people that ran it that there was a lot of talent there and that he wanted everyone to come to this, like, casting day. And I went, and I think I was the last person to get seen. Not to get seen, but to get photographed, because there was like rounds that you went through in the room, and I got through every round, and then the last thing was that you would have, like, headshots and photographs done, and I was the last person to have my photographs done. And yeah, I got an agent, and I went on auditions, I got time off school, it was amazing. I absolutely hate cotton wool. Like, it makes my skin crawl. I can't have it in the house, I don't want it near me. The sound of it, like, even now I can imagine it, and it's making me feel sick. I hate it. I'm not, like, scared of it, but it just makes me cringe, and I hate it. I performed in the London 2012 Olympics, which is, like, one of my favourite things to tell people, so most of you probably already know, but I'm just so proud of it. And I didn't just, not that that's not amazing to just perform with, like, the Olympics, but I actually performed my very own original street theatre walkabout act that I completely produced, came up with, designed all the costumes, made all the costumes, cast the other people that I wanted in it, and performed as the main character. Like, why would I not cast myself as the main character and I'm making it? But to perform my own, like, original work at the London 2012 Olympics, that's something that I'll be able to tell, like, my great grandkids, because I just think it's a huge accomplishment and I'm so proud of it, so yeah. I once stripped off down to my bra and pants and ran the length of my school, secondary school, and dived in the school swimming pool during a performance. We were doing, it was for my performing arts AS level and I got full points, full marks. I literally only just noticed that one of my earrings had fallen out. It was literally on the floor. I don't even know when that happened, but half of this thing I've just not had one earring in. Oh well. My teacher was slightly outraged, but I had an inkling because she was really like cool and I knew she loved anything that like pushed the boundaries. Anytime I did work that was like controversial or shocking, she kind of loved it, so I was like, I think she's gonna love it. So we did the scene beforehand, which was actually in the maths block, and my friends had to stone me. So I was stripped off as they were throwing literal stones at me in the maths block. And then, this sounds like it's not real, I swear to God this is real. I wish I could find the tape and show you it because it was recorded. And then I had to run literally the length of the school, wait by the swimming pool, and then as the teacher caught up and could just see me, I had to jump in, and then my friends threw furniture in and we did the whole like trying to escape and all the furniture sinking in the pool, and it was epic. And I still think about that performance because I just loved it. I was so proud of it. The only problem was that someone hurt themselves before us on the exam day, during their exam they hurt themselves, so we got delayed. So originally I was meant to do the stripping part when no one was around the school. Everyone should have been in their classrooms, no one should have seen me, and it got that pushed back that it was then break time. But like I couldn't do anything about it because it just was what it was, and I was like, we can't change it now. So I literally had to run through a busy full school. I had no bloody shoes on either. I had to run outside all over the mud and the pavement. Listen, I was a bit of a wild child, but not in the like drinking and drugs way, in the like that kind of way. I don't know. This is turning into like loads of little story times. I hope you're enjoying it. I'm enjoying reminiscing. I once got kicked out of a bar on my birthday for dancing on the bar. It was my... was it my 19th? Was it my 20th? It was my 19th or 20th birthday, and I think it was my 19th. Yeah, it was my 19th. My 19th birthday, and yeah, I was absolutely smashed and climbed on the bar at uni and was dancing, feeling my fantasy birthday princess, and yeah, I got thrown out, and I didn't even walk home, which was literally 2 seconds from where we were. I sat down and waited, and my friend bought me cheesy chips out from outside of the club. Like, there was a place you could get food, bought me the cheesy chips, and I just sat there and chilled and ate it and chatted to the bouncer until they all came out. What a birthday. I once auditioned for Britain's Got Talent. Cringe! I hate even thinking about it. It's not something I want to talk about. Let's just move on. In line with that though, another fact is I once got asked to audition for the X Factor whilst I was there with my friend who was auditioning. Like, this is just to prove to you how bullshit this program is. And this was back when we were 18? 17 or 18. And yeah, I wasn't auditioning, but I was in the queue with her and a couple of our other friends, and I got pulled to one side and they asked me to audition, or they said, oh, are you auditioning today? And I was like, no. And they were like, we really love your look, we'd love you to audition. They don't know if I can sing or not. I was literally like, no. Like, I'm not here for me. I don't feel like it. Now I sometimes wonder, should I have just gone for it and see what had happened? It would have been jokes, but I didn't. I was like, no, I'm here to support my friend. So I didn't do it, but instead they pulled me up and put me in all the shots behind Dermot O'Leary when he was doing like the intro, and I got a real good close-up of my face going, X Factor! Oh, it makes me want to rip my skin off. I don't even watch X Factor. But I was like, fuck it. We were standing in a queue doing nothing, and I got to go forward in the queue and just do some filming, so I did it. I once got £6,000 in compensation for a car accident that I was in, And that's not the fact I want to tell you. The fact I want to tell you is that the car accident that I was in that night, where I actually did get seriously injured and it affected my life for like a couple of years after, which is why I got that amount of money, and I actually was meant to get more. That's another story for another day. But whilst the car crashed, I was in the back of a taxi, tipsy, and dressed as a slutty Santa. It was my last night out before I went home for Christmas, and yeah, I was dressed as a slutty Santa, and we got in a car crash, and the police and the ambulance came, and there I was in this sexy Santa outfit. What is my life? I once performed on a real submarine, like an actual submarine that has been used and is now in a submarine museum where you can go and see like all of the stuff that was used, and you can walk through it. And yeah, whilst I was at uni, we got to do a site-specific performance on the actual submarine with an outside company that we were collabing with, and it was just amazing. I just don't think, when do you ever get the chance to say you did that? And I don't know how anyone ever was like, is it the Navy that go in submarines? Sorry, I'm awful. But I don't know how anyone ever lived on those. Even like being on it for the like hour that we were rehearsing was, not that we were only there for an hour rehearsing, we were there for weeks like in the build up, but when we were on there for even like an hour, I started to feel like claustrophobic, and it's like really low ceilings and really cramped and dark, and amazing that anyone ever did that, honestly. But the night of the dress rehearsal, what did your girl do? She fell over and hurt herself and twisted her ankle, and then wasn't allowed to do the part that I was meant to do, and I had to do a more boring part that I was really annoyed about. On my second trip to Disney World, we were in that amazing bubble of first day Disney, you know, the first full day. We'd walked in, we'd seen the castle, and it was our first time staying at the Disney Hotel, so it was the first time we'd been able to book places, and I'd booked breakfast with Winnie the Pooh. We'd done that, and it was absolutely amazing. I was having the best time. We went on a ride, we got off, and my outfit literally fell apart. Like, literally fell apart. I was wearing a play suit, and it just, I can't even explain what happened. And I bought a size too big as well, so it 100% wasn't that it was too small for me, but the zip just like busted away from the seam of the item of clothing. Like, I think it was being on the ride. I don't know what it was, but it literally fell apart, and I wasn't wearing a bra or anything, so I had to buy like a whole entire outfit from Disney to wear for the rest of the day, because Ben was like, no, like, you're not well, let's not bother travelling. He was like, I'd rather spend the money on a new outfit than travel back to our hotel and get you changed and come back and blah blah blah. And we had fast pass books and stuff. But until I found out an outfit to fit me, I was walking around holding this with like, I put Ben's backpack on my back to hide the fact that my outfit was just gaping open, my boobs are hanging out. What is my life? Again, what is my life? I once had 3 jobs at one time, which was never uncommon for me. Has never been uncommon for me to have multiple jobs at one time, being a performer. But it was really funny because the 3 jobs were that I, during the day, worked for Disney as a fairy godmother, and then during the night I was in a horror maze scaring the living shit out of people, dressed as a serial killer with a chainsaw covered in fake blood. And then on my days off I worked at a daycare nursery looking after babies, literal 3-month-old babies. Yeah, it's just funny that like I used to always sit there in the nursery, for instance, and I'd be like giving parents feedback and thinking, you have no idea that like 2 hours time I'm going to be covered in fake blood, running around in the dark scaring people. and then I'd be there and I'd be like, you have no idea that like in a few hours I'll be going to Disney and being a fairy, and it's just funny. For my 16th birthday, I like this one because it's birthday themed. For my 16th birthday, my current boyfriend, because if you didn't know, we've been together 13 years, we've been together since we were 14, and for my 16th birthday, he got me a real gold ring with pink sapphires and little diamonds in, and he worked 3 paper rounds to pay for that for literally like a year beforehand. and I still have it and I still absolutely treasure it. In fact, it only just stopped fitting me because of how swollen my hands get now that I'm ill. But I'm going to keep that forever. I really want to give it to like our daughter on her 16th birthday. How sweet would that be? But yeah, what a good boyfriend. He's the best. As a kid, we had 2 pet chinchillas, which I thought was really, really cool because still to this day, I've never met anyone that's had a pet chinchilla. But when we were little, it was even more unheard of. So it was just the coolest thing. I used to love going into school and everyone would be like, "Mom, my pet hamster, my pet dog," and I'd be like, "My chinchilla." I just like to be different, okay? When I was in stage school, I got my first solo singing performance with a proper, and not just like, they always, you know, when you're like 4 or 5, because that's when I started when I was 4 years old, they always did like, you'd get one little line in a song and it weren't really like a hard song. It'd be like, it'd be like "Happy Birthday," and you'd sing like "Happy Birthday," and then someone else would do "To You." So, but this was like a full song, just me on stage on my own. It was for, we were doing our version of Starlight Express. We'd been to see it. I was so inspired. I loved it. I had this song. It was really hard. It had a really big high note, and although I used to think I was hot shit back then, like the best singer, I was actually really, really nervous. I remember how nervous I was, and all my family had come, and we used to get a big crowd to come and watch those performances, because obviously there was hundreds of kids in the stage school, so if everyone brings 5 people, that's a lot of people. And I remember I was like, oh my god, beforehand, and I went out, I did it, I hit the high note, I wasn't pitchy, it was good. I looked over at my teacher, she was like happy with me, and then the fire alarm went off, like literally instantly. As soon as I'd finished, everyone was cheering, the fire alarm went off, we all cleared out, we came back, and I was like, oh, so we'll just go on from like after my song, because I'd finished. It wasn't like I was halfway through, I'd finished, so we'll just go on after. And she was like, no, we'll redo your song. And I was like, are you kidding me? I literally like nearly had a heart attack doing that, and you're gonna make me do it again. What is my life? Another fact about me is that I've actually always dressed really colourful and a bit different. I've always wanted to be different, that's as well, and I'm not ashamed to admit that. I've always liked standing out, I've always liked separating myself from the crowd. I got in trouble once in primary school, and this is actually written down on a school report, which kills me. I wish I could find it and like show you it, but it's in my parents' loft. But I once got in trouble because she'd left the room and I decided to get up on the table, like on the school table, and do my rendition of Celine Dion's "My Heart Will Go On" for the entire class. I just felt obviously like they deserved that performance that day. Yeah, and I got in lots of trouble because it was like, why are you on the table? Why are you disrupting the class? Why are you singing? A performer at heart, obviously. I bought my first thong from Tammy Girl. Does anyone remember that shop? I moved around 80 miles away from my family and my family home when I was just 18. As soon as I turned 18 and I was off to uni, I knew I wanted to go to a uni where I could stay away from home. I just knew it was what was best for me. I've always been really, really independent. Even though I'm the middle child, my parents always said they knew I'd like be first to move out and stuff, and yeah, I moved away, and I moved ages away, and I moved into an 8-bedroom house with 7 total random strangers. Now I look back and I'm like, that was crazy, like, but I weren't even nervous. I was so excited to do it and I had the best time. I once sang for Elton John and his family. I told my boyfriend, as in the same one I have now that I had when I was 14, I first told him that I loved him via MSN Messenger. Yep, that's the first time I told anyone that I loved them, like as in a boy, like a partner, a love interest. I once bumped into Beyonce and Kelly Rowland in Topshop. That is not a joke, I swear to God that happened. It was in Topshop, Oxford Circus, like the huge one. We were right at the bottom where they always used to keep all their like weird and wonderful different brands and stuff, and I was sitting there standing there looking through a rail. They were like circle rails back then. And I was walking around like flicking through, And I heard one of my friends in the, like, we'd separated and they'd just announced that the shop was closing and like everyone needed to get out, and I was like, why? It's not even time for it to like close. What are they talking about? It's meant to be open for ages. And then my friend went, Jess, and I went, yeah, but I didn't turn around. And then this guy tapped me on the back and was like, excuse me, you need to move away. And I was like, excuse me? I didn't know, no, it was just some random guy. I was like, excuse me, I'm looking at the clothes, and like he was like, no, you need to move away from this rail now. And then I turned around to look at him properly, and fucking behind him was Beyonce and Kelly Rowland. I died. I was literally like, and this was before camera phones, because we were literally like teenagers. Like I don't even know how old we would have been, probably like 16. A lot happened when I was 16, it seems, and I was literally like this, and I remember seeing my friend's face, who was also an uber Beyonce fan. I mean, who isn't? Like, we should all be. But he was just like open-mouthed, like, what is happening? And I just like backed away, and it was because they wanted to look at the rail that I was looking at. So, I mean, that means that me and Beyonce wanted to look at the same clothes, we had the same taste. But yeah, I was like, they were stunning in real life. Like I've always said I've never to this day met a single person or seen a single person in real life who has as flawless skin as Kelly Rowland did. Like, she looked filtered in real life. She was just the most beautiful thing. They both were just, I was awestruck. It was amazing. I think this is fact number 26. I think. When I first got my period, I actually got it really young. I think I was 12, and yeah, I was 12, yeah, and I was at home after school, and I was ready to have my bath before getting ready to settle down for the night, and I went to the toilet, and I'd got my period, and I was like, oh my god. Luckily, my mum had always like been really open about periods, and like she'd always left her like sanitary products on show where I knew I could find them. I'd had the talk at school, which by the way was awful. It was just rubbish. My school was terrible or anything like that. But yeah, I knew where they were, but I was like, oh my god, I've ran this bath, can I get in the bath? Will the bath just fill up with blood? Like, I didn't know. I was 12 and I didn't know what was happening. And I remember I went on to did I go on MSN? Yeah, I logged onto MSN because we didn't even have phones. I don't even think I had a mobile phone at this point. Logged into MSN and I messaged my only friend that I knew had her period before me, and was like, can I have a bath? Because my mum wasn't home, my mum was at work, and I was just home alone with my dad, and I was like, I don't want to talk to my dad about it. And so I messaged my friend, and she was like, yeah, you'll be fine, like, no, don't worry, it's not going to be like a bloodbath, you'll be fine. So I was like, okay, cool. And then I remember being like, Dad, I need to call mum. And he was like, oh, what for? And I was like, oh, nothing. And then he was like, what do you mean? Why are you being weird? And then I was like, oh! And I had the bath, and then I got out and I was like, right, I'm going to have to figure out this sanitary towel thing. And I literally ripped open, it was like a massacre of sanitary towels. I'd ripped them all open because I put one on, my pants, pulled up my pants and was like, this feels like I'm literally wearing a nappy. Like, this cannot be right. This cannot be right. Like, there has to be, I was like, maybe it's 2 in 1. Maybe this top layer is just a protective layer and you peel it out, and I just ripped loads open trying to figure it out. I had to explain to my mum I'd ruined a whole pack of her sanitary towels when she got in. But my mum was really happy that I felt open enough to like just say it to her as soon as she walked in. I was like, I've got my period and I've done this and I don't know if I'm doing it right. And I got a pair of clean pants and showed her how to do it, and she was like, yeah, that's right. And I was like, feels like I'm wearing a nappy. It was the most uncomfortable. It's so weird how you adjust though, like, because you do adjust. Fact number 27. In July this year, it will be 2 years since I was diagnosed with lupus SLE, which is insane. Like, I actually can't believe that's been 2 years. It's been the main part of my life for those 2 years, and I can't believe it's been 2 whole years, so that's insane. But yeah, those are 27 random facts about me. You kind of got 27 tiny little story times. I hope you've made it the whole way through. I'm scared this video is going to be like an hour long. So if you did, thank you very, very much. Please do subscribe. I upload 2 new videos every single week, and I would love to have you. And give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. And if you want to see more videos like this, or if there's anything that I mentioned that you want me to do like a full story time on, or a like like videos about, then please do let me know, because I love making sure that I do the videos you guys suggest, because you're the ones that are watching. So yeah, that's all. I'm off to have a wonderful birthday. Jess in the future will be enjoying her birthday right now, probably out for a lovely Italian meal, rocking a beautiful dress, having lots of cake, all the good things that birthdays should bring. I hope you're all having a wonderful day too, and I will see you again soon. Bye!